Day 2 kind of sucked. Not gonna lie. It started raining at 5 this morning. I think I said that in the video. I started at the beginning of the day, but it hasn't stopped for more than about 10 minutes since. It's now just after 7:30 at night. So, just been a gloomy day, but more annoying than that was, I get up, pack up, had a little bit of water seepage, but nothing crazy. Broke the tent down in the rain, so a little more water, obviously, and muddy as crap. Threw it in the pack, had my rain gear, get ready to go, and Pebbles came up and asked if I would wait for her. She was afraid she was going to get lost on the trail. This is probably one of the best marked trails I've ever been on in my life, but okay. I know she was nervous after yesterday and having the water issues and almost not making it to a camp. But I was already packed. Everything was ready to go. I was just going to eat a banana and get going. And I'd look over and see her entire campsite still sitting there. And I said, well, I'm leaving, are you about ready? She said, yeah, 5 minutes. So I was like, all right. It's fine, I'll stay. I want to be helpful because I know I'm going to have tough and shitty times, and I hope people are helpful for me. So I went down and hiked down, refilled my water, even though I was probably pretty good, but figured I'd just kill some time. That took 5 or 10 minutes, came back, had a banana, kept waiting. She came over 2 or 3 times. So about 40 minutes later, she was finally ready to go. It's been rain. It was raining the whole time, so I'm just standing there in the rain. And she's already winded as crap because she's packing up all this stuff. I mean, she's got to have 40, 50 pounds of stuff. Helped her get all her gear, everything. Finally, we leave at like 8:40 something. It's 0.5 miles downhill. Not a bad start. We get to the bottom of the hill. Starts to go back uphill. It's marked. She says, I don't want to keep slowing you down. You're fine to go. Are you sure? Like, just follow those white squares. You'll be fine. I get about 200 yards up the hill, maybe, and I just hear her screaming my name. And I look back, and she's maybe 100 feet from where I started to pull ahead. And I start to walk back down, and she's crying her eyes out. Can't do this, I gotta quit. I'm shaking, I felt real bad for her, but at the same time, I was like, what do you want me to do? This is my second day out here too. She's offering me $100 to carry her pack or some of her pack up the hill. I'm like, we've got at least 7 miles to get to a decent campsite, and a section that's about a mile or so of 600 elevation increase. It's just going to be a not fun day, not to mention the downpour. So I'm like, I can't keep carrying your stuff. I'm like, you've got way too much stuff. You got to get rid of some of it. There's we just crossed the road. There's a gap there. The shelter, a shuttle can pick you up. You can get rid of some of the stuff. You can start over later. So, I finally got her to walk a little higher up on the mountain so she could get a cell service. And she called and got a shuttle, and finally was good to go. Once she had the shuttle confirmed, the guy was going to be picking her up in like 2 hours down at the bottom of the hill. I knew she'd be all right because it was only a 1/10 of a mile back to where the shuttle was going to pick her up. So I went on at that point. So it was like 9:30 at that point. So an hour and a half from when I wanted to start, and I was only about 0.5, 0.6 miles from the campsite. So and it kind of affected my mood all day. Obviously, I was, because she was just really negative even yesterday about everything, and it's my first 2 days out here, and it's easier to stop than to start. So it's easy for those thoughts and the negative things to get in your head. So, but I met some good people, and they picked up my spirits. Manning from Florida was a cool guy. I hiked with him for a couple miles. He was very positive. He'd done about 300 miles of it before, right after high school, and then he's coming back to try to conquer it today. I think he ended up ahead of me. The steep part slowed me down pretty good. So, and then now I'm up at Gooch. So I went from Hawks shelter to Gooch shelter. So only got, I mean, it's only like 7.4 miles, but my back and really my shoulders, my bag is really cutting into my shoulders. So I got to figure something out with that. I think with getting the tent in last, threw the weight off on my bag pretty bad, that it's all up high. But with how wet it was this morning, I had to get all the stuff I need to stay dry in the bag first before going outside. So with it being so wet all day today, hopefully it's now stopped. Hopefully it stays stopped, and I can adjust some things in the bag tomorrow and not have that happening. But other than that, I mean, the legs felt all right. Breathing was pretty solid. It was really just the pain in my shoulders and neck, and then really just not wanting to take big strides or long steps because any movement with the bag was really, really hurting. So, but I made it to my destination. I had thoughts of going 12.5 today and getting out to town and either doing Gooch Gap or Woody Gap and going to a hostel. But it's supposed to rain again real bad tomorrow night. So I'm thinking I camp tonight, and then tomorrow night might just do a short day and then try to find a hotel or a hostel, and that way I can try to dry out the gear instead of getting it all wet and starting over again tomorrow. So we'll see. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Ate a bit more today, and just in terms of calorie intake, probably not better food, but put a little more calories. Had a Gatorade at 12:30 when I stopped at the creek to get my electrolytes, and have drank about 1.5 liters. I got to finish the second liter beforehand to make sure I don't dehydrate too much, but I could definitely tell my energy was super low today. And I have not gone to the bathroom since yesterday morning, so I really hope that doesn't last. But I'm sure you wanted to hear that. That's just some of the fun of being out here. I just did not eat enough yesterday and burned through it all, and nothing's wanting to come out yet. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll hit the privy tonight and get back on track. But you'll have to wait for the next video to see if that happens. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for watching and thinking about me while I'm on this trek. And I will give you an update tomorrow. Hopefully everything's a little sunnier, including my disposition. See ya.